Hello, hello, hello. So, this week we have been, our Money Mind Shift Monday principle was Proverbs 19:7. It says, "The poor are shunned by all their relatives. How much more do their friends avoid them? Though the poor pursue them with pleading, they are nowhere to be found." And I have that written in my Plan to Prosper Money Management and Planning Journal. And just thinking about that particular passage again today, as you know, I meditate, study, think about each week one specific particular verse, thought, principle, idea. And I was thinking about um, when you think about the poor, I want you to not think about, let me see, how should I say this? I don't want you to think about a specific group of people, because you can have a poor mentality and have a lot of money. And it shows up in various ways. And let me say this: I know someone very well who makes significantly more money than I do, but yet still is robbing Peter to pay Paul. Doesn't have enough, struggles from month to month. There is more month than money, right? So the poor is a mindset more than it is a dollar amount. And that's the part I really want you all to understand, that being poor is more about your mindset than it is about a specific dollar amount. Because we know that greed and avarice, when we think about greed and avarice, right? Extreme desire for wealth and gain, it's not just people with no money who do things to get money that might be illegal, immoral, or unethical. There are very wealthy people who do things that are legal, immoral, unethical for gain, right? So that's a mindset. That's not a specific dollar amount. So it's not to say, oh, only certain people who live here or like this have this mindset. No, that mindset can cross any economic level, right? That mindset can cross whether you have no dollars or $1 million. That is a mindset. And so when the scripture tells us that the poor will be with you always, that is because that is a mentality of a person. It's not a specific person or a specific group of people. It is the mentality of the person who has not shifted and transformed their mindset from a place of stress and struggle and strain and lack to a place of wealth and abundance. And again, that doesn't it doesn't rest with any specific dollar amount that the person has in the bank. Again, you can have no money or a lot of money, and your mentality, your mindset can still be that of a poor person, right? They hate, your friends are shunned by you, your relatives, they hate to see you coming. Why? Because every time you come is with the intent to get, not give, right? It's with the intent of, how can I get my needs and my desires satisfied no matter what your needs and desires are? I can spend all my money, all my pay, no matter what that is, satisfying the lust of my flesh, the greed that I have, the desire I have for things. But then when it's time to have and need money for the things that should be of importance, they don't have it. I've had and known people over the years that I had one particular friend who would call on payday like clockwork, and it was always something. There was always something that money was needed for, and the scripture is true, because at some point I got tired of seeing her coming. It was like you knew when she called, she was going to be asking for money. And I'm sure at some point in your life we've all experienced a relationship, a dynamic like that, whether it was a relative, a friend, a coworker, someone who just always wanted to get and not give. And when the scales are unbalanced, right, that is when the relationship topples over, right? The same thing with our lives, with our bank accounts, with our money. We have to get to the place where we are transforming our mindset from the inside out. And that's in transforming our mindset so we can shift our reality with money again from the inside out. I always teach my clients the inner, the outer, and the higher realms of wealth. And what does that mean? Each one, the inner is our inner thoughts. How do we really feel? What are our emotions around money? What are our emotions when we have a lot? What are our emotions when we have none? What are our emotions? The outer is, how do we manage that which we have coming into our hands each and every day? And then the higher is, how do we give? How do we help advance the world? How do we change the world for good and for God, as I always like to say? How do we advance humankind for the better with our resources, with our funds, with our money? How do we balance all three in harmony so we can live a holistic life, right? I always say to have a wealthy, healthy overall life experience. That's what it means to be whole. How do we get to the place that we are enjoying our money? And let me put this on pause. How do we get to the place where we are enjoying our money, that we are helping the world, sharing what we have so others can live a better life, a good life again? So going back to the particular verse that I said earlier, that the poor will be with you always, because it is my mindset and a mentality. We are to help the people who are poor, who are less fortunate, who may be down and out for whatever reason. We have been called and commissioned to be of help and of service to those people. People who need a hand up, who need help getting back on their feet for whatever the reason may be. We are meant and commissioned to help those people. Now, the person with the mentality of, let me get all I can get without exchanging anything in return, if there's no proper energetic exchange, then someone is always going to feel at a deficit, right? And the person who is greedy for gain is never going to be satisfied. And I always like to say that, right? Because people think, oh, I'm giving, and I'm not getting anything in return. The person who is taking is really not being satisfied either, right? The scales have to be properly balanced. So I just want to jump on and share that all with you today, as I was thinking about pondering on meditating on that particular scripture this week. Those were some of the things that came into my mind that I just want to share with everyone today, because I don't want you to think of being poor as a person with a specific dollar amount, but more so as a person with a specific mentality that needs to be shifted and changed. And that is why I share these money mind shift principles, so that we can begin to transform our mindset and shift our relationship with money, again, from the inside out. Because what? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, right? So what we say and what we feel and what we believe in our heart is what is going to ultimately be reflected in our world, in our reality, and in our life. So just want to share that all with you today. Let me know your comments in the comment section, or let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about this particular passage. If you've been meditating on it this week, if you've been going over it in your mind, if you've been thinking about it, let me know your thoughts. What are your key takeaways? Have you had a renewed or a shift in your thinking about what it means to be poor, what it means to be rich? What are your thoughts? I just would love to hear from you all today. Again, my name is LaKeisha Mallett. I'm your partner in prosperity. I want to wish you all an amazing day. To your success, wishing you success beyond measure. Bye-bye.